Hey, Valley Middle. Today, to start our lesson, we're going to begin with our review. I'm going to have your paperwork look a little bit different today because we're doing order of operations. It's going to take a whole sheet of paper to do those problems on for our practice today. So maybe you want to divide it into 1/3 and 2/3 on your first page. You can put your review problems up top. There are 3 pretty simple review problems. And then you can put your pause problems and the ticket to the show down on the bottom here. Go ahead here and take a look at your review problems for the day and give you a minute or two to work through those, and you can pause the video while you do that. Okie dokie. See how you did. 4 to the 5th is the product of the same factor. It's 4. There's going to be 5 of them. That's what the exponent says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've got multiplication signs in. Yeah, that one's good. And this is, write this in exponential form. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's 5 to the 6th. That looks good. And then evaluate these, just putting them into the calculator. 7 times 7 times 7. This would be 49 times 7. That looks about right. 8 to the 4th. Well, 8 squared is 64, so this would be 64 times 64. This looks to be the correct answer. And 9 to the 5th. Well, this would be 81 times 81 times 9. So this answer also looks right. This one got big in a hurry. Okay, well, you are ready to go ahead and watch the video. That'll be up next. And then when you're done watching the video, I will take you through some practice problems. All right, enjoy the video. Hey, Valley Middle School, welcome to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at the order of operations. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at our trivia question for today. Who is this guy? Seriously, I know you use his products that he's developed every single day. I've got many of them. You watch many of the movies that his company has made. But can you identify what this guy's name is? All right, let's get rolling. I'll give you the answer to that tonight after instruction. Officially tonight, our target is I can evaluate expressions using the order of operations. Let's do this thing. Can you evaluate this expression? This looks pretty heavy duty. Here's what I can promise you. By the end of the night, you'll be able to do this. Let's start off with some vocabulary. Our vocabulary for tonight is PEMDAS, and I've got it in a couple of different places. I'll just talk off this one up here. It's PEMDAS or GYMDAS. This is the order of operations. When you have a whole bunch of operations, mathematical operations like this one here, this problem has. It has subtraction, addition, multiplication, and it's even got exponents in it. I could even draw a line here and put divided by 2 down and make division in it. All kinds of things going on. Well, in order to get the correct answer, you have to follow a prescribed order, just like a doctor's prescription, a prescribed order in which you do those operations. And so the order is you start off, do the parentheses first, and then you do any exponents, then you do multiplication or division, whichever one comes first, like you're reading a book, left or right, and then addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first. Now, when I was a kid, we said PEMDAS. Now we're starting to say GYMDAS. GYMDAS, the only difference is instead of P for parentheses, they're using grouping, because you could have a sign like this. We could use this kind of a bracket or this kind of a bracket. So you'll use double groupings or nested parentheses, as they sometimes call them, in 7th and 8th grade. But for right now, I think we can just call it PEMDAS or GYMDAS. I don't care which one. Just know that it can be any, any type of parentheses. All right, so let's get going and let's take a look at some problems. Let's start off with something just a little bit simpler than this. All right, we have this problem here, and I'm just going to put the screen up so I can go through it one line at a time. Can you evaluate this expression? Pretty straightforward. We've got addition and we have subtraction, but the subtraction is inside parentheses. That's first. We have to do everything inside the parentheses first. So 12 minus 3 is 9. Then we have 5 plus 9. We just copy this down. We have 5 plus 9, and we have 14. Real simple problem, 3 lines. First line was the problem. We have an operation. We have a solution. So those are the 3 lines. And I'm going to keep talking about the number of lines because you're going to have to work through these problems step by step. Many of you could have done this in your head and written down the answer, but at Valley Middle School, you're going to have to show all your work steps, and you're going to have to do it one step at a time, because we're training you to do things much more difficult that you can't do in your head, and we're training you to be efficient and accurate. And the best way to do that is by making one change on each line of the problem. Okay, hang on here. Let's just get to this next one. Here's your next problem. A little more complicated, right? This is the one that was on our vocabulary slide. All right, so we've got parentheses, so we know we have to go inside the parentheses. And inside the parentheses, we have subtraction and addition. Now, I know it says addition first, but remember that I wrote these on the same line because whichever one comes first, that's the one you do. You do them in order. It's like a buffet line. First come, first serve. All right, so 12 minus 4 is 8. Then we just recopy all the other stuff down. And this is the part that kids don't like to do, but I'm telling you, this is the part that I'm really, really good at. I can do that easily. We're still not done with parentheses, though. We still have 8 plus 1 in there. So 8 plus 1, now we've got that down to 9, and now I can drop the parentheses. I have 9 times 4 plus 3. Now this is so tempting to do the 9 times 4 because it's just sitting right there, and I know that it's 36. But I have this exponent. We have to do the exponent first. Maybe it doesn't make a difference in this problem, but it will in some problems. So you do the exponent. This is 3 times 3. It's not 3 times 2. 3 is the base, 2 is the exponent. 2 multiples, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Now we've got 9 times 4 plus 9. Now we can do that 9 times 4, and we've got that is 36 plus 9. We've got 45. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. The first line is the problem. Last line is the answer. You know, and we had 5 steps to get to that. So this is a 6-liner, and I'll be telling you how many lines there are in your problem so that you can kind of know, make sure that you're not doing more than 1 step per line. And I'm going to be very, very rigid about that. I'm sorry. It's not me. It's the way we do it at Valley Middle School. I know you can maybe do these in your head, but we're training you for harder problems. All right, time for you to try some pause problems. I got, I think, 3 or 4 of them. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one by yourself. I see dead people. All right. Yeah, it's okay. After therapy, you're going to be just fine. Let's see. Well, inside here, we got 3 times 2. We'll do that first, and we got that to 6. Now we've got subtraction and addition. We'll do that subtraction first because it comes first. 8 minus 6 is 2. We got the 2 plus 7. We got 9. A little 4-liner there with 3 different steps. And we are all set. How about this one? Your second pause problem. Go ahead and pause and try it. Okay. We got that 10 plus 8. We got to do that 8 divided by 4 first. 8 divided by 2 first to get 4. Now we've got addition and subtraction. We can do the addition. 10 plus 4 is 14. Subtract the 6. Another nice little 4-liner there with a solution of 8. Good. All right. Let's bump it up a little bit. Give this a shot. All right. Well, no parentheses, but we have an exponent we have to deal with first. And again, that's 3 times 3, which is 9. Then we can take the 5 times 9. That's the next step. That's the 45. Now we have subtraction, and we get to the 38. The 4-step problem is probably kind of the minimum of steps that we would have in 6th grade. Usually in 5th grade, it's those 2 or 3 steppers. In 6th grade, it's really the 3-step or the 4-line problem is kind of the minimum, and we get up into 5 steps and 6 steps, which is 6 and 7 lines. All right. Be careful though. Here's 2 kids, Dexter and Megan, who both looked at this problem and they both solved it and they got different answers. See if you can figure out which one's right. All right, well, let's take a look at what Dexter did. Dexter did 6 plus 4, and he multiplied it by 3. So he had 10. Here's the 10 times 3 is 30. So he had 30 points. Megan, well, she did the 4 times 3 first to get the 12, and then she added the 6 to it, so she had 18. Which one of these 2 people is right? Well, Megan is, because apparently Dexter forgot to apply the order of operation. Now, he just took him through a set of parentheses in here. No, we don't do addition first. We do the multiplication first. It's either that or there is a possibility that he drank his chemistry set last night and messed him up. I don't know. All right. There is a yeah, but sometimes we take that whole problem like this, all these operations up top, and we'll put it over the top of division, and it freaks kids out. But it really is, it's not that difficult. You just do everything on the top, you do everything in the bottom, and then you divide. Here's the rules. Do everything in the top, do everything in the bottom, and then divide. Let's do an example here. All right, so here's this big long problem, and we look at it. Well, we got parentheses, so we got to go inside the parentheses first. So 3 times 3 is 9. I just copy the rest of that information down just like it was. Now I have an exponent. This is not 18. This is 9 squared. This is 9 times 9, which is 81. So I do that. That's my next step. Now I got addition and I got addition. We're still up on the top. Well, 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 plus 81 is 90. Now, do I have anything to do on the bottom? No. So I go to the next step. I divide. 90 divided by 9 is 10. Let's have you try one. Go ahead. Give it a shot. All right. 5 lines. Let's see if you got them all right. Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is deal with that exponent up on top. So you really got 16 times 2, and you just copy the rest of the information down. Now you can do the multiplication. 16 times 2 is 32. Now we're done on top. So now we can go do everything at the bottom. 6 divided by 3, that's going to give me 2, and I just rewrite the top. 32 divided by 2 gives me 16. And just like that, you are done. All right. Here are the 2 ticket to the show problems. Make sure you do these step by step, one line at a time, please. All right. And the trivia question. Who is this guy? Well, this is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, just one of the amazing people. Unfortunately, he passed away not too long ago. But Steve Jobs co-founded and was chief executive chairman of Apple. Yeah, he's the Apple guy. Also, in 1985, he launches Pixar Animation Studios. And then he returns back to Apple after that and comes up with the iOS system and the iPhone. So this is the Mac guy. Mac guy, you can see the big piece of the Apple behind him here. But I'm a big Apple fan. This guy has made computers easy and phones easy and reliable. So anyway, my hat's off to Steve Jobs. All right, see ya. Thanks, folks. Hey, Valley Middle. Before we get started with our practice problems, let's just quickly review what PEMDAS or GMDAS stands for. First of all, we have to do parentheses, and then we have to do the exponents, and then multiplication or division, just like a buffet line, whichever ones comes first. First come, first serve. And the same thing with addition and subtraction. Let's take a look at how that looks in a problem. Here is about a 6-step problem or a 5-step, 6-line problem. Taking a look at it, first we have to go to the parentheses, just like it says over here. The parentheses first, 6 minus 3 is 3, and then I just copy the rest of the information. Plus 3 cubed times 2 minus 1. We don't have any more parentheses. We do have an exponent, 3 cubed. That's 3 times 3 times 3, so that would be 27. So 3 plus 27 times 2 minus 1. It's really tempting to add these two numbers together to get a nice even 30. It'll be wrong if you do. You have to multiply. That's the next in the order of operations. We got multiplication or division. We have multiplication here. So 27 times 2 is 54. Now we can add, because all we have left is addition and subtraction. We do those first come, first serve. So 3 plus 54 is 57. 57 minus 1 is 56. New sheet of paper. I think you probably filled up your sheet of paper with your ticket to the show and your pause problem. So up at the top, as small as you can make it, we'll go with the 4 blocker. At the bottom portion of that paper and the backside, if needed, will be our 1.4A1 practice. That'll be 10 problems. So let's get to work. Here's a 4 blocker. I put down the number of lines that you should have for each one of those. Remember, the 3 lines totals include the problem is the first line, and the last line will be the solution. So, okay, go ahead. All right, let's take a look and see how you did. You do 6 times 5 first here, and then you have 3 plus 30, and you can add them up to get 33. Do the parentheses first here, 3 plus 4 is 7, and then you just have 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, this one over here, well, you got an exponent, addition, subtraction. You got to do the parentheses first. 2 times 3 is 6, and then we have an exponent. We can do 4 squared is not 8, it's 16. 16 plus 3 minus 6, and then we can do the addition, because that's all that's left, is addition and subtraction. 16 plus 3 is 19. Then we could subtract 6, and we got the 13. Let me move myself here. This one here, let's see, we've got addition, division, subtraction, and exponent. No parentheses, so we go right to exponent. 3 squared is 9, and then let's see, we have addition, division, subtraction. We do division. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now we have addition, subtraction. Well, that's easy. First come, first serve. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. All right. Time for you to practice some problems on your own. There are 10 problems here, and these problems are all listed by the total number of lines they have. I think they're all 5 lines, if I remember correctly. You do have some problems 5, 9, and 10. These will be challenge problems. They have some negative numbers in there. So I'd like you to at least do 1 through 4, and then 6 through 8. That would be 7 problems. And then, I'd like you to give the negative numbers a try. You have a calculator, and you can just put the negative number in there, and it'll work out. If you put 4 minus 7 in your calculator, it's going to calculate the negative number for you. All right, here you go. Let me make this a little bit bigger and make it easier to see. Okay, go ahead and do 1, 2, and 3. Scroll down so you can see 4. Here's 6, 7, and 8. Just make sure you number your problems. Put myself up here, I think you can see the bottom bunch, then ones that have the negative numbers. There you go. Okay, let's see how you did. These ones here I just worked out myself. Let me go to a little bit smaller screen. Take a look at problems 1 and 6 there. See the steps. Problems 2 and 7. Problems 3 and 8. Got 4 and 9 here. First negative one over there at 9, and then I'll just slide myself up here, and you can see 9, 5, and 10. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this lesson. Thanks very much.